Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today I'm out here in my driveway with my flatbed trailer and I have a very serious problem that I've got to remedy. Recently I was traveling on the interstate and this is a 6x6 block. This is a 4x4 block. I lost one of each off of my trailer somewhere on the interstate. I don't know where, I just know I lost them. And that creates a very serious danger and hazard for people traveling behind me. If one of these ended up in the lane of traffic, and I don't know if they did or not, but if it did, this could cause serious accidents for other people. I can't let that happen. It's probably illegal, but regardless, I can't let this happen again. So what I did, I bought this tongue box at Harbor Freight. It is model number 62253. Harbor Freight has two different boxes. This is the more expensive of the two. It sells for about $160. I was lucky and caught it on sale for about $130, give or take a little. And so today we're going to install this. And another thing I wanted to show you, this chain, this is one of my tie-down chains. It was laying in the middle of the bed of my trailer when I came home the last time, and it was right at the edge when I got home. I could have lost this chain as well. These blocks of wood don't hardly cost me anything, but a chain like that is very expensive, and I nearly lost it. And I also worry about people stealing my chains and tie downs and things of that nature. So this box will give me a place to lock up stuff like this so I don't have to worry about theft as well. So now let's move on and get this box installed. Now one other thing I'd like to mention, DIY with Wayne is all about teaching you how to do things yourself to save money. We do electrical, we do plumbing, we do gardening, we do woodworking, we do tractor stuff. I got a John Deere 1025R that my trailer's hooked to right now. You can't see it, but I got that. We've got a few videos about that. But if you're interested in saving money by doing things yourself, subscribe to our channel, visit often, and we will help you to save money. All right, let's move right along. Now I've got the box out of the cardboard box it came in. Everything looks good. One thing that I've seen online that people complained about was the top not latching tight. I see that, but the stud right here is adjustable so you could tighten that up. A couple of things that I am a little disappointed about is the cheaper box comes with mounting hardware. This is the more expensive box and it does not come with mounting hardware. They tell you to put rubber grommets under the carriage bolts that you mount it with to make it watertight. But they don't say anything about how to seal up the four holes that's in the four corners of inside the box. I'll show you a picture of those holes up here in the corner, or up here in the corner of the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. But there's actually holes in all four corners. They're small, but there are holes there that would obviously let water in. Let water out too, but you don't want water in there to start with. But just saying, I'm a big advocate of reading the instructions. There's not much here to read, to be honest with you, but it does tell you about the type of bolts to install the box with. And I don't have exactly what they called for, but I've got stuff that'll work. I'll probably come back later and change those out. But I do have bolts that, you know, the right size. They're just not carriage bolts that they specify. And they specify a rubber grommet under the bolt head to waterproof it. Of course, there's holes in the corners of the box. They don't say anything about that. Anyway, let's move on and get this thing installed. Now at this point I've got the box installed. I want to show you the tools that I needed to install it. First off, you need a drill because you got to drill holes in the box and in your trailer for the mounting hardware, the bolts that you'll need to acquire on your own. A hammer and a center punch. It may not be absolutely required, but it really helps you to get the holes drilled exactly where you want them. Need a tape measure. I guess this is not absolutely required, but it's good to make sure that you got the box centered up and squared up with the trailer and things are aligned like you want them. And you need some drill bits. So now let's move on to explaining how I installed it. The instructions that come with the box will give you some pretty good detailed instructions about how to install the box. But basically, position the box where you want it. And I pulled mine up a little ways from this railing because sometimes I use this railing to tie to either ropes or chains or whatever. And I didn't want to lose access to this rail in this area. So I'm gonna pull my box up several inches. I think I'm 3 or 4 inches away from that. Centered it up on the trailer, made sure it was square and, you know, where I wanted it. I went with my center punch on the inside, and going by the instructions in the book, I put a divot with the center punch where I wanted a bolt on the two holes toward the back side. Not the front, just the two back. That's the way I did it. Then I took a small drill bit, very small, and I drilled through the box and into the frame just enough that I would know where I was drilling at for the alignment. I did that on the two back ones. Then I moved the box over out of the way. I drilled those holes out with a 1/4 inch drill bit. Well, actually, I used a small drill bit going through the frame of the trailer first, and then I used a 1/4 inch drill bit to make the hole in the box and the trailer larger. I put the box back where it goes. I just stuck the bolts through those holes. I didn't put the nuts and washers on the bottom. I just put the bolts in the holes to keep it exactly lined up where I wanted it. And then I repeated that on the two front holes. After I did that, I put the 4 bolts in. I put the nuts and washers on the bottom side and tighten them up good and tight. Now I will come back and put a little caulking in those corners and those holes I showed you. But other than that, it's finished up. Now for my final review. I like the box. I think it's a good value. They say on the Harbor Freight website it's not for commercial use. I get that. I mean, it's not what you would put on a heavy-duty construction trailer that you use all the time. You'd probably want a more substantial sheet metal and box and everything for something like that. But for somebody, a homeowner like me that has a small trailer like this, that you need a little bit of storage space, I think it's a great value. I like the finish on it. I like the gas cylinder that it holds the lid open. I like the latch, it seems to work well. I did adjust this so that when I close it, it fits snug. The lock does seem to work well to lock it. And for the negatives, I'd have to say really disappointing that they did not include mounting hardware. Also a negative is those holes in the corners. I don't know why they're there. I don't know why they didn't say anything about them in the manual. I mean, when you talk about installing the mounting hardware and you want to put rubber grommets on there so to make it waterproof, what's the point if you got holes in the corners? I don't get that. That's a little bit of a negative. I think Harbor Freight could fix that and make it better. But anyway, that's really about the only negative that I've got. So that's the box. Ready to have my stuff put in it. And at this point, I'd just like to say I really appreciate you visiting. If you would, please click like on the video, subscribe to my channel, share the video with your friends if you think it's appropriate. Those things really help us grow and bring you more stuff like this. And so at this point, I'd just like to say I really appreciate you visiting, and we hope you have a great day.